What were you doing?
I was hiding the chat so we could see better what's in the camera.
Oh, okay. Hey, everybody. I'm trying to get to the chat. I'm not quite there yet.
Sorry.
Okay, Daryl's going to decide that he doesn't fit, and he doesn't, so. I wonder if you could scoot the camera up. It might make it where they can hear us better. Daryl, no, just go lay on the bed.
Made your decision, Daryl.
Ooh. Thank you, Susan. Hi, Becky. Susan said, why is my computer doing this? Is it, I mean, Susan said to remind everybody to hit the like button. Hey, there's Brody.
Hey, Brody.
Hey, Brody. Rick and I say hello, made it home from visiting my sister. Hey, Peggy and Rick. Tanya Clark, hello. Steph Barber, almost forgot. How dare you, Steph? Hey, Glenn. It's good to see you on here. Kathy said, I enjoy your fun videos. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for watching. So Hannah and I are going to get started. Jessica's in her room doing her own thing and happy as can be. If she hears us and comes in and wants to join us, of course, she'll be welcome to. So I think she'll probably hear us and want to come in and know what's going on. So Stephanie's asking if camping is over. It is over, and it was good. It was good. It was just really hot. Are all my stickers distracting? Maybe I should move my computer a little bit.
I think it's fine.
Brody said, how is everyone doing? Valerie, your hair is getting so long. You also look like you have a tan. Yeah, so I'm in need of a haircut. I keep thinking about cutting it myself because I just never take the time to call and make an appointment to have my hair cut. And I was thinking today when I looked in the mirror, I had a little bit of a tan, but it's like, it's a farmer tan. I need to sunscreen my arms and go out and get a little bit on my shoulders and upper arms. Amanda said, I hope you're all well. It's midnight here in the UK, so I'm going to have to go to bed and catch up tomorrow. Take care and good night. Amanda, thank you for joining us from far, far away. Hello, Angela. Hello, Christy. Stephanie. Stephanie loves our camping videos.
Oh, thanks, Stephanie.
Oh, Melissa said, we know you do good haircuts. Thank you. Yeah, I did my last haircut, and you know, Marlo did her own last haircut. She was on a trip somewhere and came back and she'd cut her hair while she was on her trip. So I've asked her to help me one day get my hair in the right kind of ponytail. Snip, snip. It'll grow back. If it looks bad, it'll grow back. Here's Michaela from London. Stephanie said, hi, Hannah. I'm sending much love from Louisiana.
Hi.
Emily said, happy to hear camping was enjoyable. Oh, thank you, Susan. I'm so glad you enjoy following along. Patty said, are you happy to be home, Val and Jess? Yes and no. So Jess was sad that our trip was over and sad to come home. But then we get home, and on the way home, she said, where are we? And I said, in the neighborhood. And she said, oh, yay. So I think she's beginning to understand the concept of sad a vacation's over, but happy to get back to some of her stuff in her room. Hey, Kareem. Bonjour. Christy has a farmer's tan too. So I'm so glad that y'all like the camping videos because we hope to go on more, and it helps me know what to make videos of. If y'all like that. So Stephanie said, when's the next Disney trip? We love those videos too. So we actually have a Disney trip coming up next month. We'll tell more about that later, but we're all very excited about it. We think we're going to melt, but we picked August because it's one of the cheapest times to go. And Jessica and I went last year in August, just the two of us, and it was pretty hot. But I only had one day where I felt like I was just like overheated. But we're making some preparations to combat the heat, and we know we'll have to be taking turns being outside and then do something inside and outside and inside. Dorothea loves camping also. Melissa said, I'm on vacation. I need to catch up on all the videos. Agent Trains, she will probably come in while we're live streaming, and we'll add her to the live stream. So Peggy, we're not going to be camping at Disney. Oh, hey Pat, thank you.
Oh my gosh!
That's a super sticker.
Pat, thank you so much.
That is so generous.
Thank
we
you.
Really,
we really
appreciate
appreciate that. It means so much to us.
So originally we were going to camp at Disney. We even had reservations at Fort Wilderness, and we were going to take both campers. But I chickened out. It was just, it's been so hot. And when we went in April, it was hot. My camper AC didn't work the greatest. And I don't know. I just wasn't ready to face pulling my camper all the way to Florida and this heat. So if we do that, we'll probably go sometime in the year when it's not going to be that hot. Melissa said we're going to SeaWorld next weekend. That's fun. We haven't been to SeaWorld in a long time. Kirsten, I always say Kirsten. I don't know why I can't get it right the first time. My body's idea of a tan is when my arm freckles move closer together, and then eventually they go back to being far apart. Oh, Susan said, Val, my middle sister is going to Disney World the end of August and taking her grandkids for the first time. How exciting, Susan. Michaela says, I'm a teacher in London at an autistic boys secondary school. Steph Barber says, your interpreting is improving.
Thank you, Steph. See, every time someone compliments me, I then can't spell or sign correctly. Steph. I don't know why that's so hard for me to spell Steph. It's just, I don't. Yeah.
Rick said, how long did Jess watch Cars in the Heat at the campground? So Rick, every evening she watched until I made her come in the camper. So the latest she stayed outside was 9 o'clock. And then the last night I made her come in the 8 o'clock hour, maybe 8:30 or something, because she'd been out there long enough. The bugs get bad at that time of the night, and we needed to get everything all settled. So anyway, Michaela said, love your videos. Thank you, Michaela. Julie says, hi from a little town in Australia called Crookwell, New South Wales. Thanks for joining us, Julie. Rita said the heat here is brutal for sure. Morgan says, I love this. I am new to the channel, but I've been catching up on your videos. And I've met a person similar to Jessica, and they tend to ask a lot of questions. So Jessica is the queen of questions. we recently met a new case manager, and she came by to get to know Jessica, and Jessica's questions to her were endless. No matter what the woman asked Jessica, Jessica had a question to ask her in return instead of answering. And Jessica's always been that way. She struggles to answer questions, but she loves to ask them. And so the woman finally laughed and she said, I see that I'm here for Jessica to get to know me instead of me get to know Jessica today. And that's true. Lainey said, hello everyone, fairly new subscriber. I'm blind and autistic with other disabilities too, and I like watching someone with similar disabilities and who I can relate to. Videos are always enjoyable. Welcome to our channel.
Thank you so much. Welcome. We're happy you're here.
Lainey, I think that's Lainey.
Janine says August is the worst time to go to Disney.
I believe it.
But we picked this time specifically.
Yeah, we did it on purpose.
We know it will be hot, but we'll have fun.
Super chat.
Oh!
Cammie sent a super chat. Camelia. Hope y'all are doing well. Seeing Jess being herself and seeing you all be so accepting of her has helped me to talk to my mom about my autism and my disabilities. It has helped me so much to be able to unmask who I am. Oh, that gives me chills.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you for sharing that, Candy.
Thank you for sharing that.
That's so important to us to hear messages like that and know that, sharing is making a difference in that kind of way. And I just appreciate you letting us know. And thank you so much for the super chat. I'm having to skip some messages because there are so many, but
Dawn wants to know, she says, I hope the case manager has dogs. And she does.
Yes.
She does.
You know what? I don't think we've met a case manager yet that didn't have a dog. So Jessica learned about her dogs and her kids' dogs. And maybe even a grandkid dog. I can't remember for sure.
I don't know how to sign grandkid or grandchildren.
I bet you're going to learn. So
let me know if you know.
Somebody asked, I think it was Becky, asked, did Jess get mail? So Becky, last week we were camping, so Jess, and we weren't close to the mail post office or anything. So Jessica didn't go to the post office last week. And the week before that, she didn't have mail. Is that right? I think that's right.
Yeah.
So I think probably this week when she goes, she'll probably have a few pieces of mail. Hello, y'all. I really enjoy watching. I'm from Stark, Florida. I'm in a wheelchair. Happy birthday, Jess. Sorry it's late. Thank you, Link and Kim.
Thank you so much. Welcome.
Dorothea has a good question. Do you take games with you like cornhole, horseshoes, and stuff like that? I think it's awesome that you and your family do a lot of things together. So we don't have cornhole, but my brother has a set that I bought him for a gift that's it's not made out of wood, it's nylon, and it folds flat for storage, and so it just pops up, and I've seen him get those out. And my camper is so small, I don't have a lot of room to store games, and I've decided I need a truck with a camper top or something for storage when I'm going camping, since I don't have much storage in my camper. Courtney says, do you have any advice? I've missed the question, Courtney. Oh, Courtney says, my daughter Adeline is getting in-home services because she's starting to show definite signs of autism. Do you have any advice? Courtney, I think what you're doing is the best thing you can do right now is early intervention is it's so important. And so at that age, that's great that y'all have that in place. And I think that you're on the right track. Jessica Watson said, I think grandchild is the same sign as kid, but twice. Like having two heads.
Jessica, she helped me last week.
Morgan said, have you considered getting a service dog for Jess? I remember in the SBSK video, one of the comments she made was that service dogs are allowed in the parks at Disney World. So actually, we discussed it at length, getting a service dog, and I totally left it up to Jessica, and I explained to her the difference between getting a service dog, and she already kind of knows the difference between a service dog and a personal dog. When the kids were younger, we were guide dog puppy raisers, so we had a puppy that we were going to raise until it went to training. And so Jess had that experience and learned a lot back then. But, you know, I explained to her that the process of deciding to get one and then applying to get one and then waiting your turn to get one, and it could take some time, and there was waiting involved. And also, it's just different. You know, we should make the poodles behave, and we try to make the poodles behave, but if the poodles misbehave, and you know, I don't know, it's just the pressure's different with a service dog. And so anyway, Jessica did not want to do the service dog route, so that was her decision. And I think in the long run, it could benefit her, and maybe one of these days she'll choose to do that. Pizza Planet says, Food and Wine at Epcot just started, so y'all will be able to enjoy food this year. I heard it's so good. We are really looking forward to that. That's something we're really looking forward to. Kirsten said, my husband Dale always laughs when you say my name, Val. Hannah usually says it right. I'm very used to people saying it various ways, though. I don't even notice if it's wrong. It's kind of like, I feel like it's one of those dyslexic moments. Every time I look at your name, I see Kristen. And then I'm like, oh, wait, I bet that's Kirsten. And I look back, and it is. And one of these days, I'll quit doing that. Rick is saying, please hit the like button. Kate says, hey, hope you're well. Tanya said, tell Jess I did send a birthday package, but late. It won't be there Thursday. Okay. I will tell her, Tanya. Thank you. Cynthia said, I have 3 different grandchildren with different degrees of autism. You have helped me to know more about it by watching Jess. They don't live near me, as in California, and I'm in South Dakota. Wow. Cynthia said, my youngest granddaughter is approaching going into kindergarten this year. She's been regressing and doesn't want to go now. That's tough. Regression is tough. Russ above you got this, says, I think Jess Beats by Dr. Dre will connect to her phone. It's a new CD player, Bluetooth. Yes. So the one that she got for her birthday, it is Bluetooth. But I don't know about it connecting to her phone. I hadn't looked into that. What a great suggestion. We need to look into that. Yeah, thanks.
Bye, Angela.
Has Jess ever ridden TOT, and what does she think of it?
I saw that. I'm not sure what TOT. Oh, Tower of Terror.
Oh, yeah, she hates it. She has written it and she absolutely hates it.
Yeah, and
Oh,
it was yeah.
bye, Angela.
She hates it.
Lydia said, "Hi, I love your show. I have autistic nephew. You helped me with my nephew. Thank you for your help. I'm so glad that it helps. It's means a lot to me to hear those stories. It's I also saw one from the Netherlands. Angela's got to go because it's 1 o'clock in the morning. Jennifer Crabtree says, I feel that Zoe ended up being a bit of a service dog for Jess. I think so too, Jennifer. It's, very unofficial, and we don't try to pass her off as a service dog when we take her places, but I agree. She's very important. And y'all know what? Dare is so sensitive. And when Jessica's upset, he goes right to her and kind of touches her with his nose, which she doesn't really like. But we're teaching her, he can tell that you're upset. He came to say, hey, are you okay? Please pet me and feel better. He's very oriented to any of us feeling bad. And I got stung by a yellow jacket last week before I went on my camping trip. And it wasn't horrible, but I was a little bit stressed about it, a little bit hurting about it. I mean, he immediately knew something was up and came and wanted to be right next to me. So he's something else. Dorothea said, you did awesome and correctly pronounced my name so many people can't say it correctly. So great job and thank you. Carrie said, my kids are going to be at Disney the second week of August and they're going to melt. Yeah. Crystal said, my 8-year-old son has autism and I came across your channel one day and I've learned so much. Thanks, ladies. I love watching. Thank you, Crystal. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Crystal.
About the Bluetooth, it's definitely worth a try. Then that's something she'll feel comfortable with since she's used to her headphones. If not, you can get connector cords separately from Amazon and connect it that way. Dawn Ives doesn't like Tower of Terror either. Hey, there's Jess Loves to Teach. That's right. Carrie said, good for you, Val, to chicken out. You learned the last time that Disney is all about schedules and you can't relax camping. Yeah, the two just don't mix. I love Tower of Terror. It's one of my favorites. Kirsten said, didn't Campbell get stung by a yellow jacket? Yeah, actually. I don't know if it's the same day I got stung or the next day.
It was the next morning.
He went out to deal with it and got stung. And then it's not funny, but it's just weird.
That same afternoon.
That afternoon, he went to put some trash in the garbage can at the road. And the yellow jackets were on the other side of the house. But anyway, he got stung walking to put the trash in the trash can. It's just so random, but I think, he stepped on, he smashed one of the yellow jackets in the back. So I think he had the pheromones or whatever on his shoe, so they came to get him. And then he went outside to deal with it some more while we were camping. And he had sprayed several times, and he thought he had it, and he moved this railroad tie that's in the backyard because he knew that the nest was under there. So he wanted to make sure he got it. And when he moved it, of course, they flew out and he got stung about 8 times. And then yesterday he went back out.
It's not funny.
He went and got more spray, sprayed some more, went to make sure that he got them. And he went in his long pants, tall boots, long sleeve shirt, another shirt under it, gloves, toboggan, safety goggles, and he got stung on the face right there. So we haven't won that battle yet, and we'll be moving the pool to a different location. All right. Got to spray them at night to not get stung. Yeah. You know, he'd have to stay up past his bedtime to spray it at night. He goes to bed early. Hang on. Okay. Are you talking about bees and yellow jackets? So, hi from Germany. Hi, Sabine. Michelle says, do you have any advice for junior high school? I'm assuming that you mean a student moving up from elementary school to middle school or junior high. And that was a very emotional time for us to face that transition from elementary school to middle school. And we begged the school system to let Jessica stay in elementary school one extra year, but they already had let her stay an extra year. And it was very different, and I feel like things definitely got off track, but we also had some people working with her that helped get her back on track. And then, you know, after that, middle school became our safety net. And when it was time for her to move from middle school, we didn't want to make that transition either. It's just, the transitions are hard. Okay, Morgan asked a question. It's a fair question. Are you and the kid's dad divorced? I've seen him in a few videos, but you also mentioned he has his own house. Maybe it's a stupid question. It's not a stupid question. So we are divorced, and we have been for a long time. And this is his house that we moved into so that we could sell my house. And I haven't bought another house yet. So we're staying here until the time is right for me to buy a house. The market's so cuckoo right now. It's not the best time. Kayla wants to know if we've ever done Disneyland. So Hannah and Bad Daddy went on a trip to Disneyland one time, but Jessica and I have not been, and we would like to. She definitely wants to go sometime, but she also doesn't want to fly on a plane to get there. So who knows? Maybe one of these days we'll take a road trip and head to California and go to Disneyland. Oh, Carrie Fuller said you all will be wearing that fan that Jess got for her birthday. She's already ordered 2 of them. Did you order one?
No.
So, yeah, I think we'll all try it out. I let Jessica try it out while we were camping. She wore it a little bit, but then she kept taking it off, saying she didn't want the battery to die. That's very typical concern of hers when she's wearing or using something with a battery. So we'll have to make sure that she can get over that fear a little bit, and we'll have our battery packs with us. This is flamethrower LOL. Actually, this does work. Put out a paper bag and the bees think it's a hornet's nest and leave. So just the bag, just like an empty bag or a bag with something in it, kind of wadded up to look like a nest. Kim Ziegler loves the camping videos. Cynthia said middle school was a hard time for her oldest grandson, but the school system helped with support. That's good. There's a gnat in here. did we visit the lake or beach at the campground? So Rick, we walked down to the pier at the lake. It was beautiful and the beautiful view, and we drove over to the beach area, but we didn't actually go to the beach. We didn't take bathing suits or anything. Kate worries about batteries too. Um, I remember I saw Rick ask earlier about my garden if I've harvested anything from the garden. So Rick, we've picked green beans several times and we've cooked them and eaten them. I'm getting the cherry tomatoes are doing well. I've picked several of those. We've had a couple of the larger tomatoes. They're not doing great, but they really I don't think were meant to be um, container tomatoes. And right now we have one kind of misshapen zucchini, but big enough to cut off the vine, and we'll munch on that. And I'm finally getting some cucumbers. So everything's kind of late, but it's coming along. Jessica Watson says we have yellow jackets in our walls out back, like between the siding and the wall. Oh, let's see. Yes, something in the bag to look like a nest. It works. Well, we'll have to try that. Michelle said I should have explained more. My son is 10 going into junior high. He has autism and I'm scared because I don't have a relationship with anyone from the learning center. Yeah, that's tough. And you know, I didn't know going in the middle school staff. And I felt like with every new transition and every new place, it was like starting from square one, trying to help them understand Jessica and understand her modes of communications and stuff like that. And so each step was frustrating, and each IEP was frustrating, and I wouldn't want to go back to that for anything. I hate it for everybody that's still in it and going through it. It's just I got real good at being solemn in meetings and really pushing for what I believed in, but I also got used to all my input and suggestions and ideas being rejected. So best wishes, Michelle. Just keep getting to know the people there. Once he gets there, if your first people that you work with don't work out, don't be afraid to ask to be in touch with somebody else and see if something else works. Jessica did not stay in the first classroom that they put her in. She moved into a different scenario that worked better for her, but we had to just keep working on it. Morgan said, "High school was the roughest for me. I'm mostly blind. I wish I could start all over again. Other students didn't seem to understand me very well." Yeah, there's just, I think the whole understanding thing is just such a challenge for so many people, and um, I don't think Jess ever really hated school. I think she liked the social aspect of socializing with her parapros and some of the teachers and a few students, but she didn't really connect well with students. But every year around, I guess a little before spring break, she was just so over it for the year, just like a lot of teachers are and a lot of students are. And it was kind of tough to finish out each school year in that way. Peggy White said, "My youngest has a 504 in place. I already asked about transition to a new counselor for the next year." The counselor said she will not change, so we do not need to start over with someone new. 10th grade.
Oh,
What?
it's Saskia.
Carson said not to bring it up again, but it truly broke my heart in your old videos when you talked about how many ways they ignored Jessica's needs. Yeah, it's difficult for me to look back on. And I feel like I was the best advocate that I could be, but still, um, I think the only thing I could have done differently at the time would have been to pull her out of school, but I don't know that that would have been what was best for her or our family, um, and me and mental health, depression and all that. It was just, I don't know. I think we did the best we could do with all of that.
For me, I don't like to think about it either because, it's just so bad. But for me, it's like I was just a kid when all this was happening, and when I do think about it, I find myself wishing like I was older and I understood more and could have like done something to like help or support or whatever. But I was just a kid. So.
And I think as I was writing some blog posts and stuff, and Hannah read some of them, she got really upset about a lot that she read because at the same time I was writing a lot of blog posts, she was in her classes at college about special ed type stuff and advocacy and students' rights and all that, and it just kind of hit hard.
Yeah, that.
Saskia said, so good to be here with all the good ones.
Thank you, Kate.
Kate says you're doing exactly that right now, Hannah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Lainey said, I live not far from San Antonio, Texas, and we have scorpions. We have to watch for them since I have an insect allergy. Bee stings make me swell up a lot. Not sure what a scorpion sting would do. Yikes. I feel like I saw a picture of a scorpion recently. Oh, yeah. Nathan and Dana, when they were working on Dana's mama's porch, they came across a scorpion.
Ugh.
Yes, Rick says, isn't it time for a new What's the Deal? We were talking about that today, Rick. We haven't picked our Wednesday location yet, but we'll try to pick somewhere that we haven't been and do a What's the Deal. Donnie does a pretty good job of keeping a list and having ideas of places for us to go that she's tried, but we haven't. Like Portofino's is one of the ones she keeps mentioning, an Italian place. Ooh, ice cream version, What's the Deal? So I'm carb counting, so I can't do an ice cream version. I'm gonna be carb counting until we go to Disney. And then I'm not.
We have that on our list of video suggestions. Was that Rick that suggested that? Ice cream version?
Peggy.
Oh, Peggy. Maybe it was y'all that suggested that the first time, but it's on our list for Jessica and I to do that with ice cream. We just haven't yet.
And Bad Daddy's a big ice cream eater, so I'm sure he'd be happy to be in on that. Hey, there's Brittany. Hey, Brittany. Um, and we've got some dining reservations at Disney at two restaurants we've never been to. So we'll do a what's the deal for both of those restaurants at Disney. And then we're looking forward to trying all kinds of food at COT's Food and Wine Festival, and we might like do a mashup of some of that to kind of do a what's the deal, but we'll see. Um, Emma said, I have disabilities too. My mom homeschooled me. I'm in college now and have never followed the typical timetable. I think you do the best that you can. I can see that Jess is thriving and so happy. Thank you, Emma. Thank you. Kirsten says, we actually have a mountain lion in the west part of Omaha, Nebraska. So a lot of people are staying inside. It's been showing up on Ring cameras at night. We occasionally have mountain lions near here.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Or they're big cats, but like a cougar.
Yeah. Okay. We get coyotes here a lot, and bears. That reminds me, I had a dream last night. I had so many. Last night was one of those nights I had so many crazy dreams, but one of them was there was a bear at Allison's house, and we were all just like so freaked out, and we ended up riding some kind of like crazy Skyliner thing away from it. Isn't that funny?
It is funny.
Yeah.
But it's funny. So we do occasionally have bears around here, black bears. Way more than we used to. Kate said, I missed it when you're heading to Disney. Kate, we're going to go in August. Peggy said, you all look great, low carb. I'm planning on starting again after my birthday in September. Any dairy, milk-free ice cream places in your area? I'm sure there are downtown, but I don't know of them specifically.
So I am the only one that is self-diagnosed lactose intolerant. I eat cheese anyway, even though it causes me a lot of problems because
And some cheeses
like
are worse
cheese.
than others.
Some cheeses are worse than others. Yeah, so I choose to eat cheese anyway.
All right, Susan says, Val, it was hard for me when I was in school with my learning disability. Everybody always put me down and everything. So I know what Jess is going through when she was in school. I'm sorry, Susan. I'm sure that was tough. They both have great recipes. I missed the beginning of that. Oh yeah, somebody said I could get sugar-free ice cream in the store. Yeah. It can cause digestive distress though. The fake sugar stuff that they put in that ice cream. Kate said, I'm excited for you. I'll live vicariously through you when you go to Disney, as I haven't been since I was 5. Wow. Or a bobcat. Yes, a bobcat. There are bobcats. Kirsten said, weird how our brains come up with such strange dream scenarios to entertain us or creep us out sometimes.
Yeah, I've had the craziest dreams.
Dawn Ives says, have you tried Lactaid tablets?
Yeah,
Yes,
I have in the past. Ran out of them and then just haven't.
When we went to Disney with Marlo last September, she took a big supply, so because we were doing the Food and Wine Festival, and she wanted to be able to eat, and so, but they're so nasty to chew up. Apparently, I've never had one, but
Yeah, I did not mean to get the chewable kind, not the gum kind, just the chewable kind. So I just need to get the other kind, but I just haven't recently.
The longer a cheese is aged, the less lactose it retains. Sharp cheddar and smoked Gouda are better for lactose intolerant. Lydia
Interesting, I didn't know that.
Lydia said, I was special education all my school life. I got kids make fun of me, but my adult life, I got through this, just can lead a normal life. Yeah, so, hi, Brenda. Thanks for subscribing. Um, so, Jess continues to make amazing progress. Like, she says something almost every day that gets my attention that I know I've never heard her say before, or a concept that she articulates that I didn't know that she had reached that point yet because she had never articulated it before. And her progress in the last few years has just been phenomenal. Um, Michelle said, I'm so impressed with how far Jess has come with her independence and her communication skills. Several people are asking if Jess is going to be here or how she is. So she's in her room, happy as a clam. She's welcome to come in and join us. And we kind of thought she would hear us and come in here, but she hasn't. So we did a live stream Monday, Jessica and I did, on Do Stuff, Go Places Instagram.
And it was on here too. I mean, it was.
No, I mean, we did another one. Did you know
Oh.
that?
No.
We did one the next day, just a very spontaneous on Do Stuff, Go Places on Instagram.
History. And internet. I was signing Instagram and trying to say interesting.
Sarah says, how do you say hi? I think language. I think she means sign language.
Hi. Hi.
I loved when you were camping and Jess was talking about how she got Zoe and memories. She's amazing. Jessica's got the best memory of anybody I've ever met. Margaret says, I'm a new subscriber and I've gone back to look at older videos and it is amazing how much progress she's made. Tara wants to know if we're going to stream again this weekend. I do. If you mean next weekend, probably. Will you keep Sunday for live stream? We love it, by the way. I think for now.
Yeah, we are liking it a lot too.
Yeah, it's just working better for us personally, and I don't know. I feel so much more relaxed about everything, and the whole system of just getting. So we used to do it earlier on Thursday, but then it rushed Nani and Granddad getting back with Jessica, and since it's the only day of the week that they hang out with her, we didn't want to push that, so we moved the time back, and then she was tired because it was interfering with her nap time, so we pushed it back some more. But anyway, this is just better, and she'll join us sometimes. It won't always be that she's not here with us, but we like to be able to chat with you guys and have the floor and be able to say things that we wouldn't necessarily say if she was here, and
only because like things like
sensitive things.
Yeah, her previous school experience that would cause her a lot of like anxiety remembering that. We wouldn't say that only because we don't want her to become upset. Yeah,
it would be a trigger.
They all are glad about Sunday evening lives.
So good. And then I see some people talking about tornadoes and storms. Janet says she misses seeing Jess opening gifts. Um, we know that there's a group of people that really enjoy watching Jess open her gifts. And then we also know that there's a group of people that really like to use that as fodder for being hateful and talking about greed and selfishness and things like that. And so we kind of are in a in between with the whole opening gifts on a live stream because it's stressful. It's stressful for Hannah and me, and Jessica sometimes gets stressed out about it as well. So I'm not saying we won't do any more gift openings on lives, but it's there's a lot involved there.
Yeah, we've just decided for now opening gifts on live streams is not what's best for us as a family for now.
Saskia says she's upvoting Sunday evenings. Peggy said, I think you're much more relaxed on Sundays, not rushed. It's been great. Thanks, Peggy.
Thanks, Peggy.
It just feels better. Carrie agrees about Sunday. Does Jess look happy in the camper? Yes, she loves the camper. The rotten bad ones, yes. Yes, Jean, you're right. Sad people can be hateful, and people that aren't as fortunate, sometimes they manifest their feelings about that in a way that's doesn't come across in the best way. And we recognize that. We recognize that. Are you guys ever going to camp in, I guess you mean New Hampshire? I don't know. You never know. Maybe one of these days. So we haven't had any stormy weather. There was a little bit of wind that blew through for about 5 minutes yesterday. Wow.
Yeah.
And then it was gone. Alex says, I might have missed it, but Val, did you get the issues with your camper resolved? Alex, I did get them resolved, actually. I went with quite a list of issues that I wanted addressed, and they addressed all of them. So, no complaints. I do have one more thing that I discovered that I'm going to take to be addressed. It's not a major thing at this point, but while it's still under warranty, I'm going to make sure to have it. Thank you, Margaret. Janet said camping videos have been fun to watch. Tanya's ready for snow. I'm about ready for that too, Tanya, but we don't get snow around here anymore.
Last
said,
year,
no.
Yeah, last year I don't think we had any like real snow. I would love to have some this year. Cross our fingers, hopefully.
Christina said I didn't get the notification today that y'all went live. I'm so sad I missed most of it. I'm sad too.
I'm sad too.
Emily said, would Jess do a video like she's interviewing a person, someone she knows, like grandparents or Nathan? She might. She would need some prompts to stay on track with something like that. But, we've done some conversations with Jess and some other people, and God bless. And so, I don't know,
Sorry, I was just making sure that I
me.
shared it on Facebook and it is there.
So anyway, we haven't done a chat with Jess and anybody in a while. But we'll try to do another one soon. Phyllis says, have we thought about doing a meet and greet? Phyllis, we've thought about it. And I'm not saying we won't ever, but we feel like, there could be a safety issue involved with that, and there would have to be some planning in place to deal with that, or just to be aware of that. And so, not sure about that, when that might happen. Rick said, we watched the camping videos before the stream. Was there a water hookup at the campground? Yes, Rick. So that where we went this last time had water and electricity, but it was not not a sewer hookup. Have we ever been camping in a severe thunderstorm? Yeah, yeah. I think tent camping. I don't know about in a camper, but it's scary. Um, I think Nani and Granddad used to go to Florida every winter and camp,
Oops, Nani.
and they would have storms, and occasionally, if they were severe, they would go to the bathhouse, which is a nice solid concrete building that was safer, but they never really had any trouble. Rosemarie says, I haven't seen much of Marlo in the videos, or something. There's something in my way. I can't read the whole comment. Does she not like being in the videos? Marlo's fine with being in the videos, but we often film morning videos before she gets here, and we film evening videos at the end of the day when she's not here. And so sometimes she's here, but not in the videos, and a lot of times she's not here. So. Marie said, we didn't get a single snowflake last winter in South Carolina. I like to get at least one good snow. Yeah. One.
I think that would be really fun.
I would just it's perfect to me if it snows, sticks to the trees and the grass for a little while, but not the roads, so you're not trapped. And that used to be a major issue with Jess, is inclement weather and the fear of not being able to drive on the roads. Kirsten said, I was camping in a tent once, and during the night there was a severe lightning with tons of lightning hitting the trees and the ground, hitting my car. Oh, that sounds scary.
Yeah.
Kirsten. And did I say Kristen again?
You said Sari instead of scary.
Oh,
that's all I noticed.
So before we went on this last trip, I looked at the extended forecast to see if there was a forecast for any storms, because that was a little bit of a concern for me, camping by myself with Jess and Zoe, and if I needed to seek refuge from a storm, I want to have a plan in mind. And Jess does not move at a fast speed, so you can't do anything in a hurry. Like, I couldn't get in the car in a hurry to drive over to the bathhouse in a hurry and get from the car into the bathhouse in a hurry. Everything takes a good bit of time. So the forecast looked good. I didn't have to worry about that. Oh, Amy said she loves the old video of us sledding in the backyard. We love that video too.
Fun.
That was a great day. That was so much fun. Peggy said, our multi-poot, Charlie Bear, just turned 10. He has some heart issues, so every day is a blessed day with Charlie. I bet. We've never been to New Hampshire, Sarah.
Well,
it's about that time, isn't it? We made it. We made it an hour.
Yep.
So no Jess. Sorry about that. I thought she would show up. And actually, she's been so quiet. I haven't really. I can hear her occasionally, but
she's
been busy today. She's played with all her Monopoly games. She's watched videos. She wanted this morning to watch videos about working in Florida, which means being a Disney vlogger. So we put on some videos about that. And then I had seen her play with cards today. Maybe that's what she's doing now.
You know, the important thing is the fact that she hasn't come in here means she's happy in
Oh, yeah.
in there herself. So we always want to like just let her be herself and just be happy as much as possible.
Oh, yeah. Sarah said, has Jess ever gone to a special needs camp overnight? So, Sarah, that's an excellent question, and maybe that's a good question for a Q&A. I can't get into it right now. I don't have enough time, but no, she hasn't. I've looked into it, but she wasn't able to do that, and there were reasons, but anyway. Rick wants to know when's the next Q&A video. I haven't filmed one, but I will soon because I want to. You two are great company in every video. Thank you, Emily. Sabine said, have a relaxing Sunday evening. Dawn Ives, thank you so much. She said, I love following your whole family. It's okay if Jay is happy elsewhere. Thank you so much, Dawn. That means a lot to us.
Thank you so much, Dawn. We really appreciate that.
Somebody asked if she's ever had her wisdom teeth out. So Jess doesn't have any wisdom teeth to take out. I have one wisdom tooth, and I haven't had it taken out. It's never caused me any problems.
I don't have any.
Oh, you don't, do you?
No.
Margaret said, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. So, yeah, if y'all have been watching and you've enjoyed our chat, be sure and go back and like the video when it's over. Some people can do it during the stream, but if you've missed it, you can go back and like it after the fact, and we would appreciate that. Carrie's off to plan camper meals for upcoming camping trip Tuesday. I love watching what you cook when you camp. So I didn't cook that much this camper trip because it was just so darn hot. I'm looking forward to camping when it's cooler and cooking more. I really am. Rick said, have a great night. Thanks for the fun stream. Wish we were neighbors. I do too, Rick. Wendy said, look forward to your videos next week. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. We had a good time. We'll see y'all this week sometime.
Bye.
Bye.